Our family has been chosen for a great task. To save the innocent.
The innocent?
The animals.
This is Peter Rosenthal, head film critic for The Onion. Today I'll be looking at the new movie, Noah, a rousing and visually ambitious epic that, if one looks just beneath the surface, can be viewed as a religious allegory for the New Testament and the story of Jesus Christ. Starring Russell Crowe in the titular role, Noah is the story of a man tasked with building a great ark to save his family from a destructive flood threatening to end civilization. A story which was clearly written intentionally to parallel the narrative of Jesus and his task to save all of mankind from the destructive nature of sin. In fact, filmmaker Darren Aronofsky goes to great lengths to present Noah as a classic Christ figure by layering the movie with occasional biblical undertones and even including imagery that strongly alludes to the Gospels. Early in the film, Noah instructs his family on the task they must all undertake to survive the flood, just like Jesus instructs his followers about their salvation during his Sermon on the Mount. Aronofsky makes the movie's spiritual nuances even more evident with the giant wooden ark at the film's center, which is, of course, a clear representation of one of Christianity's most indispensable symbols, the crucifix. As Noah is continually challenged by God, with the omnipotent deity meant to symbolize the Roman prefect Pontius Pilate, the perceptive viewer will recognize further allusions to the rest of the Bible, including a few references to the Old Testament. For example, the scene where Crowe's character and his family climb a hill together is a perfect, if indirect, analog to Moses ascending Mount Sinai in the book of Exodus. And a scene later in the film, where the ark is assailed by a veritable flood of people, serves as a clever allusion to the story of the Great Flood as depicted in the book of Genesis. In a film as symbolically dense as this one, however, there are some elements that don't seem to have a biblical counterpart. Specifically, what exactly is Aronofsky trying to get across with the running plotline throughout the film in which Noah has been instructed by God to gather 2 of every animal onto his ark? Maybe the animals are meant to symbolize the beasts referenced in the book of Daniel. Or perhaps they represent the disciples that flocked to Jesus to hear the word of the Lord. I think audiences will be left coming up with their own interpretations for this portion of the film. In the end, just like past films, The Last Temptation of Christ and Jesus of Nazareth, I believe Noah is a unique adaptation of the story of Jesus Christ. Though it may seem to be little more than a fun adventure film at first blush, the rich symbolism will truly draw viewers into the story of the Gospels. For The Onion's Film Standard, I'm Peter Rosenthal.